Today's August 1st. He wants his code in the afternoon edition.
If the examiner doesn't have the balls to run it, we scoop the bait.
Al, this man is talking about shooting 12 people.
And not running this might make him do that.
If we run it, we might be setting a very dangerous precedent.
Oh, come on now. It's newsworthy.
We're giving some sick bastard a soapbox. What does that say to people?
Back up.
Back up, baby.
Jesus, Harold Christ on rubber crutches, Bobby. What are you doing?
This is Film Sack. Oh, sure.
Well, hello and welcome to Film Sack. This is Film Sack, mining the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind. This is episode 747. Yeah, that's right, like the airplane. 740. It's too bad we didn't do like Drop Zone or I don't know.
Right. Turbulence.
Sure. One of those.
Is it?
Should have saved it. Anyway, there are airplanes in the timeline that this movie exists in, so we'll get to all that in a second. Yeah. But anyway, it is episode 747. My name is Scott Johnson, and I'm joined today by Brian. He always swallowed his toothpaste in front of his dad, Dunaway.
It's tasty, Dad. I can't help it. It's not good for you, though. Oh, hi. This week on Film Sack, we toss the paperboy a nickel and flip right to the horoscopes looking for a killer zodiac sign that doesn't end up in job loss, divorce, and no-player pong and a houseboat full of drugs due to our obsessions. Nah, who we kidding? We love movies, Marvel connections, and figuring out the cipher that is David Fincher's 2007 44 magnum opus. That's a Dirty Harry reference. That dives deep into the investigation of those high-profile murders that gripped Northern California during the late 60s and 70s. What's in the box? Probably a rabid trailer park squirrel. Anywho, 1970s Cop Hulk angry at 1970s newspaper Tony Stark for going on TV and spilling beans about case before sharing details with him. Cop Hulk go home and sulk to wife now. But just know Cop Hulk is still very, very angry.
Yeah.
Also, Cop Hulk sorry for beating any other co-host of this dumb joke. Randy? I am not the Zodiac. And if I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you, you big gossip girl, you.
Yeah. Nice. Well done. Also with us, we have Randy. He wishes he had Ruffalo sideburns, Jordan.
God, I do. Aloha, Scott, yeah. Brian. Thanks for coming down to the precinct. Thanks for coming to the newsroom. Sorry. We're going to spend most of our lives on the phone and driving all around the Bay Area trying to talk to people. Isn't the price of gasoline really high in the 70s? Wait. Is that why I'm driving a Volkswagen Rabbit? What a piece of shit. Here I am in the best city in the world, but for some reason, all it ever does here is rain, and no one gives me animal crackers. I need you to have the animal crackers on you. I don't want to walk over there to get my animal crackers. And I'm driving a Rabbit. And my obsession is going to ruin most of the rest of my life. Don't use obsession, kids. And if you want to catch a killer, don't skip my 3 Golden Gate rules. Number 1. Don't become a drunk who lives on a houseboat. What is the point of you being involved in anything if you just turn it into nothing? Number 2, Don't forget to send the files to the other police departments unless they don't have telefax yet. And are they even a police department if they don't have telefax yet? I mean, really. Number 3, don't ignore your wife who looks like Chloe Sevigny and clearly loves you. What is wrong with you? You're sleeping in separate beds now? So you can write a book. This book better be about making love to your wife.
Chloe Sevigny. A little crush.
Yeah.
Got a little crush on her. Finally, we have
got some big love for her.
Yeah, big love. Oh, yeah, I get the reference there. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, she was great on that show.
She was.
That was about the same time. Anyway, also with us, we have Brian. Don't be nervous in his dark, weird basement ibit.
Yeah, it's fine. No, there's nobody upstairs. What are you talking about? No, It's just me. I live alone here, and I'm also the voice of Roger Rabbit. That's weird. Anyway,
oh my gosh, he is.
He is Charles Fleischer. Yeah.
I didn't even look at that until now, and I was like, holy
framed.
shit.
That poor guy was framed.
Right.
Anyway, up until a couple days ago, I was really planning on a Billy Joel cover for this week. Working too hard, chasing a Zodiac, but I didn't do it.
Been great. Yeah.
It would have been great, but I settled for something crappier. Heard this song a couple days ago and said, "Oh, this fits perfectly." So let's get into a little Aretha.
That sounds like like in the back room. Killer. That was great. And you are getting into the whole layered vocals thing. I love it.
Yeah, it's that one's so close to my range, or at least I went down an octave, obviously, from where Aretha's at, but it's high enough that I don't have to go into like the super low voice if I drop it down an octave.
Yeah, that was great. Per usual, and that means it's time for us to tell you what this movie's about. It probably made some sense in his lyric. It is Zodiac. We have a fake Fletcher to explain more from Zach.
On this cheery, upbeat episode of Film Sack between 1968 and 1983, a San Francisco treat of a cartoonist becomes an amateur detective obsessed with tracking down the Zodiac Killer, an unidentified individual who terrorizes Northern California. Thank goodness it wasn't Virginia. With a killing spree, most of the MCU is in this, and also, cartoonists rule, brah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they do.
Totally rule.
Awesome.
I would just like to insist that both of you who have now used Northern California to describe this are not from California. Northern California, among Californians, describes
Sacramento,
like this. Yeah, this area far to the north of the Bay Area. This is Bay Area.
You can blame the IMDb for that one.
Description.
Yeah, and I take issue because I feel like, I mean, compared to Southern California, your Los Angeles, your suburbs, Van Nuys and Simi Valley and all that stuff, I feel like San Francisco, Oakland, that is still considered Northern California. It's above the middle, it's above the waist of California.
And I hear people say it all the time.
I'm just saying to Californians.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Okay.
Because to me, we're outside of it. You hear that all the time. Do they have a different
definition for the word north?
Yes. They mean the Shasta Cascades, the North Coast,
Redding,
Sacramento Valley.
Okay. Right.
You know what? They do that. They do this in Utah as well. We have Northern Utah, and I think, and almost everybody outside the state goes, "Oh, the Salt Lake," then up there by the mountains. But no, there's like way more shit up above us.
But
So I get it. I mean,
Denver is above the waist of Colorado. It's in the northeastern quadrant. And if somebody were to say, well, yeah, Denver, northern Colorado, then I'd say, what are you talking about? Fort Collins is northern Colorado. Denver is quote unquote central Colorado. Yeah. So okay, I guess I can see that.
We're all simple creatures.
People who live outside of a state happen to just look at geography and say, "Oh, that's the north."
No, that's just the physical north. My bad.
Yeah. Right. Not the figurative north. Exactly. Yes.
Well, it is the Zodiac, and it is 2007's Zodiac. David Fincher directing, written by James Vanderbilt and Robert Graysmith. This is one of those times where Film Sack sacked like what is considered a very good movie. It is among most people will put this on their list of their favorite Fincher films, up there with Seven and probably Fight Club. I don't know what else is up there.
Yeah, Fight Club for sure.
Probably.
So for me, my favorite Fincher is The Game. I have.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah,
sacked it.
That is a good one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a certain look and feel to David Fincher, but there's also this director got out of the way feeling that I really feel this movie has in spades. Like you're glad there is a great director. Framing shots, it just looks amazing, but it doesn't feel like an auteur making an auteur movie. It feels like a movie that made itself.
A little bit, yeah.
A really good sign.
Probably one of his most beautifully shot, and give a lot of credit to his collaborating director of photography, but freaking gorgeous, this thing. It made me want Mindhunter season 3 so bad.
God, yeah, totally. I mean, because it looks like they do a great job of making it look like it's in the 70s, like like it was shot in the 70s.
Yeah, they nail that, especially the really 68 to 70, let's say 76 kind of era transition when the years are passing.
Yeah,
it's subtle, but it's like, yeah, that's about it. Like, look at the wood paneling taking over, and that guy's pants got wider, and You know,
even the Warner and Paramount logos at the beginning are done in that style. They're not the actual Warner and Paramount logos from the late 60s, early 70s, but they're filmed in a way that looks like it's on crappy videotape or whatever.
I very much appreciated that about the movie.
Totally.
The look and feel is just like dead on. I never once went, except maybe what's his bucket? Mysterio. I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal. Do we decide?
Gyllenhaal.
It is Gyllenhaal. All right.
It should be Gyllenhaal, like with a Y.
That's right.
Sound.
That's right. There's a whole thing we saw with the sister said all this, right?
And it's funny because she even said, she pronounced it both ways in that interview. She said, well, Gyllenhaal, but really, would be pronounced Gyllenhaal if you're from Sweden, but or Scandinavia, wherever
whichever part of the world that's from. But he's the only one that every once in a while I just kind of go, you look like a dude in the 2000s that are stuck in the 60s, 70s. Like he didn't really feel like the time to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is. Everyone else did. Mm-hmm. Like in spades, I felt like everybody looked like they were from the 70s. People that I'm used to seeing in very different things. I was like, yeah, dude, you're in the 70s. The guy that was in Blade, who we just saw in something else, he was one of the cops that they kept going back to and talking to, and I forgot his name because my brain's half mush today, so I'm going to look that guy's name up.
We're going to let you.
His name, we just talked about him too. Hold on, because it was in something else. Here we go. His name is not in the first credits page. Donald Logue.
Donald Logue, yeah.
Donald Logue, yeah.
That's
ER's own Donald Logue,
Yeah, this is someone I named several times out loud while watching this movie because I coerced my kid into watching the Tao of Steve a few months ago, and I regret it now.
Nice.
He was having a moment. So we're like half this cast. Like it's a cast of hundreds, and a bunch of them are like at their peak of their modest career,
or maybe even about to hit their peak, or at least their most bankrollable peak.
Yeah. They're about to. I mean, we're 07, so we're still some ways. We're 1 year away from Iron Man.
We're 1 year away from Iron Man. Yeah, this is like on the precipice of Iron Man.
That's right.
But like Philip Baker Hall is in this movie, and he's like, this is like it, right? Like, he's kind of on the end of a great career, and Brian Cox is in this movie, of course, and like he's this is almost iconic for Brian Cox, like his entire appearance in this movie.
Oh, it's great with a fur-lined collar and you guys sure know how to do a secret mating. Good job.
I still feel like we don't ever talk enough about John Terry. He's in lots and lots of movies.
Yeah,
I really like that guy.
As soon as he showed up, I'm like, it's Christian. It's Jack's dad from Lost.
Oh, right.
Shepherd. Christian Shepherd, the most religious name ever. Christian Shepherd.
My friends, I want you to know we've only ever seen John Terry in one other film sack movie.
What was it?
Oh.
It was Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
That's right. He was very young in that. Well, 87. Everybody was young in 87. But.
Yeah.
Real quick here. This is an image of John Terry. And I just love it because look at that.
Yeah.
I know. Is that great? Like, was he soap opera? Those soap opera days?
Something like that, I think.
For those of you listening at home, I want you to know it's a picture of the actor John Terry looking like he's in a very special episode of Magnum P.I. where he plays Magnum's brother.
Yeah.
And he's come to Hawaii to visit. Like he looks.
I thought it was from the live action Leisure Suit Larry film based on the video game.
He, by the way, retired in. Let's see. He retired from acting in 2013. Last thing he did was The Fortune Theory, Charlie's Angels TV thing after that or before that, and that was it. And he's still around. He's just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm John Terry. Leave me alone.
He's yet another ER regular. I mean, we get Anthony Edwards, we get Donald Logue, and John Terry was on.
We have literally dozens more actors to touch on as we go. I want to get to that big picture question. How did you come away from this viewing?
I think it's awesome. This movie's great. Yeah. I got no complaints.
This is a second viewing. First one I never saw in theaters. Yeah. We saw it when it first came to DVD, I think. I mean, I'm trying to think. This would have been around the time that we were seeing the transition, or I guess early on the transition to streaming with.
Oh yeah, I remember getting this in a Netflix mail delivery.
Yeah, so did we for sure.
This
And
was the second. Go ahead.
I liked it then, and I loved it this time. I liked it a lot more now,
interesting.
and I think it's because I knew more about what I was getting into. At the time, it was. It's a very heady film. It is like, all right, this is not an iPad in your lap, doing something else while you're watching it, because so much of it takes place on telephones and in writing and in San Francisco 2.5 weeks later, things like that you might miss. And it's important. It's integral to the plot, and enjoyed it a lot more than just the enjoyment that I had the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I feel about the same. This is my third time, but for whatever reason, I was just more in tune with it, and I just got more out of it. I think maybe it's the first time I'd seen it since Mindhunter went away, and so I was like getting a dose of that a little bit, and I was just like, oh, I freaking missed this shit. Let's go, Fincher, do more of this,
Yeah.
Forget about Benjamin's button.
Dunaway, rate this movie.
It's gonna be tough for me. I'm still processing it. I saw this is probably my second or third viewing. I remember enjoying it more previously.
Oh,
and
really?
I think the problem is, don't get me wrong, this movie is a great movie. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I think if you obsess or focus a little too hard, like you do for trying to make sure that I'm looking at plot and structure and trying to really
looking at
dig
it for the
in.
show.
Yeah, looking at it for the show, it really hurt it for me. Because I was trying to keep up with all the names, I'm trying to write everything down. I'm missing. It's too much. I enjoyed it much more when I just ride the energy of the acters. So I think if I went back and did that, I think I would.
It's one of the projects of FilmSack is to ask that question: how does something hold up? Like if you've seen it before long ago, how's it now? Or if you never saw it, like. How do you even begin to put it into its proper context, right?
Yeah.
And this movie is particularly difficult on that score because it's almost a documentary, so it has to adhere to reality, and that means that your filmmaker doesn't get to make it better than reality, right?
Yeah,
right.
And it, because of that, like I actually had the same experience as Dunaway. I saw it when the Netflix DVD came in like early 2008 or something, and I thought it was awesome, like really awesome documentary-esque feature film. And then watching it yesterday, I was like, oh, I kind of like it somehow knocked off a point for me somewhere. And I think overall it's because it's so long and the adherence to reality binds it to this long explanation. Make sure you get every little character in there, and like they're not characters, they're actually real people. So like you can understand the impetus. But I would just like at some point I was just like, I would like to pause this movie and take a nap now and then resume. You know what I mean? Because
I'm with you, Randy. Like by the time we got to the third breakdown where Gyllenhaal was having his breakdown and he's like, well, what is this? And I'm like, we've already done this 4 times in the movie. You're not going to prosecute this guy, accept that and move on. Is this movie ever going to end?
Yeah, but it's basically it's the real dude.
Watch too closely.
The guy really did this. Like he was a freak about it. He wouldn't let it go. Like
adherence to reality doesn't always equal entertainment.
No, you're totally right about that, and that's the big divider here. Like, at what point is it too much to adhere to it? But then you have people complain about liberties taken with all sorts of true stories. Right, it happens all the time. This one certainly had things that were different or compressed, but I don't know. Maybe it's how Fincher directs, and I just
Fincher,
and there's so many of those things that, because I did the little deep dive as well on like, all right, what's real? What did he embellish or add for the film? And the fact that these two guys, Gyllenhaal and Downey Jr. weren't friends. Like they had met a couple times, but it was later, much later than it's depicted in the film. And it's like, you know what? That's all right. They understand why you need to do that for the film. It's not so important that I feel like, oh, totally changes things when you find that out. It doesn't. Yeah. No, it just
it doesn't.
It just adds a little bit more complexity to the acting and the movement of the storyline, which was true, which, all that other stuff obviously is factual, but
it's fun to watch that stuff play out with these actors that you know are about to pop. Man.
Are exactly about to work together in other things.
Yeah, and on the one hand you see Downey Jr. and you go, wow, this is his comeback tour kind of. Like, and this is kind of started here. He was about to, has a few other things. It wasn't the only thing, but he had stuff going on, and boy, was that about to just like be, the whole world's going to change for him.
Yeah.
In a good way. And then to know that he's running around with the Hulk, who for some reason Ruffalo's voice is different back then. It was like kind of high. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was still in his rom-com voice, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Well, also, like everyone, he was compelled to actually study and listen to the person he was playing. So Ruffalo is trying to sound like David Toschi, and I mean, I don't know what the guy sounds like, but it was pretty interesting that these actors, for the most part, really got into the roles. I never felt like Robert Downey Jr. was playing anybody, and unfortunately, Jake Gyllenhaal has to carry the movie, and I'm just going to pronounce it however it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
He has to carry the movie, and so
one of those, all three pronunciations are correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He has to carry the movie, so he can't afford to be quirky. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Robert Gray Smith had something unusual about him, we're not gonna portray that here, because
I mean, quirky in the sense that he was super obsessed with a thing, but other than that, you're right. It was played pretty close to the sleeve. Just
right. It sounds like Jake Gyllenhaal, looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. It's got his movements and everything, and so like that's a service that you do to a real living person, and it's totally fine, totally fine. But man, there are some moments in this movie where I'm just like, okay, is Brian Cox even trying to sound and look like Melvin Belly? I mean, I don't know.
According to a clip I saw of this Melvin Belli guy, supposedly the real guy, he sounds pretty. Okay, I'll put it this way. I don't think he nailed it, but I think he was trying to affect this weird accent this guy's got.
Yeah.
I think it's mixed results, partly because we have a lot more history now with him, and Brian Cox is, we consider him this all-time character actor, and Succession was enough to solidify any other doubts anyone had.
Stryker in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, got another X-Men in here. But and his part is so weird. It's so like does the show thing, makes an determination, basically has a couple ideas to give the cops, and then we're done with Brian Cox. All right, move down the road. It's like, oh no, what's his freaking Anthony Edwards getting tired of this job? I'm out of here, and then we don't see him anymore. And I think part of what I like about this movie is this sense of loss due to time, not just loss of the scent of the trail of the murderer, and everyone giving up on it except for this one, dude. But the sense of just losing time to it, like you've lost people, you've lost your partner. The kind of job you used to have, the excitement of that is a little bit lost. The marriage is lost. Like all these things are kind of lost. And it reminds me, if anyone ever wants to know why I love Avalon so much, it's that. They kind of do that too. Time is weird. Time chips you away in a weird way. And this movie does a good job of showing that.
Fincher had final cut approval on this, and he flexed on that by, what's that now?
I read this.
Yeah. He flexed. Yeah. He flexed on this by going, you know what? I'm doing it the way I want to, because he kept wanting to cut it down some, and he kept going, nah. And he did cut down a little bit on that time passes thing you're talking about, but not a whole lot, and it was in the director's cut eventually. But there's a point in the middle of the movie, or somewhere in the middle of the movie, the screen goes blank, and they have a bunch of audio clips and things, and there's going to be some more music and things there to represent the time passage for the 4 years that passed between.
Oh, interesting. Kind of like you did with the building, getting that big building. What's that building called?
The building.
Transamerica Tower.
That's the one.
It got complete. I was curious about that. I was like, oh, wonder if they did like a model, or if they shot
that's CGI.
Another thing.
All CGI,
it was all CGI.
They look good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Looked real. Yeah.
Looked good.
It was very good. Turns out that's the kind of CGI you want to get saddled with. Not as hard as flesh and blood or whatever.
Yeah, and they some of that the artist that drew a lot of this stuff, it's used elsewhere in the movie. Like there's a shot of the Ontario airport where they had an artist draw over all the background, and it looks great. I was like, I'm pausing this. I need to see.
Oh, I love matte painting. So cool.
And the Transamerica sequence, like you could ask, what is this doing in this movie? But it's actually, for my money, it's the most artistic thing in the film. It's the most creative thing in the film. Right. And you have to take those moments when you're, a great filmmaker like David Fincher. You have to find ways that you're stuck with the actual story. So let's go put all of our creative energy into something.
Yeah, and in a way, the movie really needed to show that as a dividing line between old San Francisco, the rough and tumble streets, and the California boomtown and the whatever, to
Ruffalo,
to like moving into the cocaine fueled 80s, where it becomes San Francisco gets on the path of becoming a thing that's no longer Haight-Ashbury and a bunch of hippies, that it becomes, what we have today, which is this mega unaffordable, freaking tech, cultural dividing line type city. Yeah. And I felt like that weirdly, obviously we have the context of time since then to help us with that, even since 2007 to help us with that. That's the year of the iPhone. The day this movie came out.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like so much.
I was in San Francisco at the attending Macworld that year.
Oh, really? In 07? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So having all of that represented by this short little artistic moment with some really great music behind it, I don't know. To me, it's just like this big, smart line of here. It's changing here. And part of what's changing is we're going to forget a lot of the shit that kept us up at night in the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. We're just going to move on. And I really like that.
Yeah,
really
that's... David Fincher's famous for these impossible shots, and this movie has several of them. The one that really stood out to me is the overhead view of the taxi cab. Because it reminded me of like playing like Grand Theft Auto. Like, how's that camera there? I don't understand how that camera's there, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know how he did it. I'm just like, this is great. It wasn't a drone. It wasn't a crane. Maybe it was a helicopter. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Incredible shot.
Yeah. He does that and makes you not think too hard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a unique thing to Fincher, or at least I think it is. I don't, I'm trying to think of like other directors that did this to me, but he's one of the best for sure. Because everything still feels really grounded and gritty and dirty, and you can take an impossible shot and it didn't take me out of the movie. Like, that takes skill. I don't know.
There are other directors and cinematographers who do this, right? We talked a lot about the impossible shot in Contact at the beginning with the mirror, where the girl runs to the mirror.
Yeah.
It's just in this movie, because it's so, I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but it's so attached to the reality, and it's not fictional. There's no fiction in this movie. You have to give me something that allows you to play creatively, and so Fincher's the best person for this.
Yeah, and it's just in his wheelhouse, man. It's the kind of movies that guy likes making. It's like if Seven could have been about a real killer, he'd have done it.
Yeah, and of course, but as the movie goes on, you can be forgiven for falling out of reality, like it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be all these creepy moments, right? And then the one where Graysmith goes to visit the theater owner and finds out that the theater owner actually drew the posters. And like that whole sequence, you're just like, if you have fallen for the movie, if you've let it take you over, you're not thinking critically, you can be like, oh man, Graysmith's about to get killed down here. He's walking down into the death basement.
It was extremely effective. That whole scene.
Terrifying.
Even though I knew this time, especially, I've seen it 3 times, I knew this was just another, wrong dead end. Red herring, exactly. They even call them their credits in the movie are Zodiac 2, Zodiac 3.
Oh, really?
Zodiac
There were
4.
There were 3, like, just to do that for the audience. Fincher did that, had 3-4 different people play the Zodiac Killer, so you weren't sure, like, oh, the build on this guy who's doing the taxi cab thing, or the build on this guy who's shooting the couple at the shoreline, at the lake. Totally different actors, and it's done intentionally to screw with the audience.
Yeah,
screw the audience.
I'll tell you what screws with me, and he did a great job. This is not a complaint about his acting, because I actually think he turned it and made it right. But seeing John Carroll Lynch in this, my first inclination is like, 10 years ago, you were making the 3-cent stamp. And you and Margie were cuddling in bed
That's
after
right.
a long day at the police
they
thing.
They need the small stamps too.
Yeah. So when I see him in stuff that isn't that, it always gets me for just a second, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you're actually really good in this, and I shouldn't just think of you in Fargo.
Right.
It's hard though. That guy's so
What is your
iconic in
favorite
Fargo.
stuff?
I love him.
It's like me trying to separate Ruffalo and Downey Jr. and Yeelan Hall from the
Yeelan Hall.
MCU.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yellow Hole.
Yellow hole.
Yeah, I think Yellow Hole. We should go with
Yellow
that.
Hole. That's how it's
For me,
pronounced.
for me, it was practically impossible to separate him, John, what's his name? John Carroll Lynch,
Carol Lynch.
from Kevin Malone from The Office. I just had this like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
You wanted to see
Right,
where he's
right.
carrying chili? Yeah.
same haircut.
exactly.
Those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lack of hair, I guess, or the way they do the haircuts. But yeah, like he's awesome. Like I don't know anybody in here is just phoning it in. Everybody got a great job. We mentioned Elias Codius in a recent episode. He's back as Sergeant Jack Mullinax, and it's a small role, but every once in a while they check in with him.
Yeah,
And I love him. Your bully stoner detention friend from
The John Hughes. What is
Love.
it? It's,
Give me love. Love everyone.
something on the other side of the tracks.
Everybody likes love. Shit. What is that?
Mary Stuart Masterson, Leah Thompson.
Okay.
And it's called.
All of them.
That's true. She's in a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna kill me to see it.
It is. Yeah. What is the damn thing called?
Some kind of wonderful.
Some kind of wonderful. There we go.
Oh, that was some kind of
That was actually
Painful.
painful. Yeah.
painful. Yeah, that was. Whew.
It would have started the timer on me on that one. I would have
I would have. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I have some early scrutiny that maybe we can talk about. Maybe
Oh.
this is true, maybe it isn't, but here's some trivia. Scrutiny. It says the shooting script was 200 pages long. To prevent any problems with length that such a long script might cause, director David Fincher decided to cast only actors who could speak fast.
There is,
I love that.
yeah, there is some fast
Gotcha.
talking in this movie, and
Yeah.
that is actually kind of jarring to me because I feel like the movie is so long and drawn out.
Yeah.
Like there's a discord to people talking really fast and making me struggle. I turned on the subtitles because I was just
Yeah, I do.
I'm not keeping up with it, especially when they're naming people. I need
Yeah.
to understand who they're talking about,
Right.
and it's going. But then there's so much of it. Like I'm just really surprised that they didn't cut this down to less. Like they didn't just remove some of the dead ends. Right? There's so many things they chase down, and it doesn't lead anywhere. Like
Right.
I could make a case. This is not. I'm not saying that I would, but you could make a case for Robert Downey Jr.'s character Paul Avery having a third the screen time and presence in this movie that he does, because he is a dead end. He just ends up going to a boathouse,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it.
And
You
let's Pong play itself for some reason.
Yeah, I love that.
Pick
That
up
was
a
my
paddle.
Was that bothering you, Scott?
Oh, it drove me
I loved
crazy.
Yeah,
It's like pick
yeah.
up the paddle and turn it off. Do something. Because it kept
You
going.
bastard.
It kept going beep, boop, beep.
Right. Like
Bob.
just having that on in your house. Like, all right, I'm going to get up and answer the door and whatever, and just let it play. That would drive me so nuts. I would not be able to even.
Yeah. And that was the point, right? I loved
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the dude's down on his luck. Eventually, they show him in that bar with that oxygen. He's going through stuff. I
That
looked
is so hilarious to me. That shot of him kicked back at the bar
Yeah.
with the freaking 10 pounds of oxygen.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But I looked up the real dude, and he died of a something kind of nasty.
Everybody died of like some kind of heart attack or something. Like
Something like that.
Not surprised.
I think
yeah.
one of the few people in the film that's still alive is the dude on the shore that the Zodiac Killer left behind.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that didn't
Yeah.
kill
Yeah.
all the way. That
I think Graysmith might still be alive. Is he still around? I think he might be. Let me
maybe
look
he
him up real
is.
quick. Yeah, here we go. American true crime author, cartoonist. Here he is. He is
Cartoonist.
still.
Blah, blah,
Nope, he
blah.
died. No,
recently,
he's
though, right?
83. He's still
Oh,
alive.
still alive. Okay, all right.
80 F and 3.
and
Jeez.
he's
By the
not
way-
happy about it.
I just want you to know, if you're making a new Zodiac movie, the person to play Paul Avery is not Robert Downey Jr. It's Jim Parsons. The real life Paul Avery
really?
looks like Jim Parsons.
You know what? That's a pretty good call. I
I'm
like
looking to
that.
see right now. Oh, totally. My gosh.
Yeah. So
It's like, yeah.
yeah. So I'm just like I say, I'm not knocking this movie. Like when I say like I took a point away this viewing, I'm like taking it from a 9 to an 8. Over on what did I'm now in the habit of always logging everything we watch on Letterboxd, and I have forgotten already whether I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars last night. But I did. I was like one of those. It was one of those, and so that's a really good. Like it's a really good movie. I'm sure that I liked it more 18 years ago.
Interesting. No, I liked it more this time. And the other thing I was thinking about is, did I like it more this time because I was ready for the jarring, fast, All the President's Men, Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon, kind of like that 70s filming technique that Fincher does really well in this. Like, all right, was I caught off guard when I saw it the first time? Like, had to adjust my sensibilities for this weirdly filmed movie, that maybe it distracted me from the first time I'd seen it, because this time I didn't have that at all. I'm like, yeah, I'm in, fully in.
I gave it four exact stars. I just looked it up.
Did you in Letterboxd?
I gave it 4.
I like that. I have to subscribe to your list. I want to see what's
I've been making
there.
I've been making lists. So far it's just like my 100 favorite films and my favorite sci-fi films, but I've been making lists. Here's what I wrote on Letterboxd yesterday. Like this is late.
Yeah.
I just wrote a very well-crafted film, looks great, sounds great, acting is great, almost put me to sleep. That's what I wrote. And it's like, is it the reality of it or is it the movie?
Maybe.
And I think it's the reality of it. So that's my point.
Same.
I'm not trying to say it's not a great movie. I just nowadays the subject matter, because there's no payoff in this movie, and that's the point, right?
Yeah.
The point of the reality, the story is there's no payoff coming. This guy doesn't get back together with his wife. No one ever figures out who did it. The main suspect dies long before we can figure anything out. Like that's so dissatisfying that it almost like you're reading a bunch of text on a screen after 3 hours, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
That's interesting because you're basically the criticism is this too
real?
Yeah.
Did you accurate?
Did you just go? You went too far in that, which is a thing people usually complain they're not doing enough of. So maybe just you can take that too far. I guess I don't know.
Well, yeah, and the word criticism is really different when you're talking about movies than when you're just like talking about your wife's cooking. Like it means taking a deep understanding of how things are made and why they're made, and the people making them, and trying to explain why it's good, right? Like that's what criticism is. And it's such a good movie from beginning to end that, like I say, you almost get used to it. and then I start to fall asleep, and I'm like, that's not fair, like to the movie.
Yeah.
But like when something is this good constantly, and you're like, every shot, there's a couple of shots of Chloe Sevigny, and the one that really sticks out for me is she and her husband are at the dinner table with their 3 kids, and there's a TV on way behind her, and Jake Gyllenhaal kind of leans a little bit to his left to see the TV, and then her huge dome comes into the frame, looking at him, blocking his view.
That's great.
And I'm just like, this is such fantastic filmmaking.
Yeah, it's really great. She was awesome in it, and I get so mad at him during that time.
Which is great.
Because like you found this girl who understands your weird freaking quirky bullshit, and you should be working extra hard to keep this together.
And then has 3 kids for you.
Yeah. I love how the kids just show up too. Like it's like they don't spend any time on that, which is
I thought maybe I misunderstood it, but he had his kid from before, and then she came. I didn't think she had a kid. I thought these were theirs, like they had babies, and then time passed.
Well, regardless, we didn't get physically introduced to them until like later on. It's like
breakfast.
They may have been talking about they may have been talking about it in conversations and stuff, but it wasn't until we like all of a sudden showed up and it's like, oh, here's the kids.
Yeah,
introduce the kids.
Welcome to the children. You didn't know we're here.
Right, which really elevated the stakes, right? Because up until this point, you're kind of like, oh, it's fine. He's kind of a rogue agent. When he was single, we don't have the kind of worry for safety when someone is single as we do
then when they
get a family, right?
Yeah.
So
like,
I want to.
What are you doing?
I want to ask the cartoonists on the panel, like, watching this movie, did you ever think, boy, if I had been born in 1955, I might have ended up in a newsroom?
Maybe. I mean, this was remarkably, this is a time, not remarkably, but I remarked on it. This was a time where that was a job you could have and it would pay the bills and you worked at a paper and, all that.
He was a political cartoonist. So it's a little bit different than like just a straight up humorist. They do have to like be involved with the daily news and everything. And
which is fascinating to watch. Like this dude in our local paper here, his name is Pat Bagley. He's kind of famous for his stuff. And he's been at the Tribune since the dawn of time, I swear. I met him in high school. We went out there to just tour the paper. It was that typography class or one of them. And got to meet him, talk to him. He drew some stuff for everybody and it was kind of cool and everything. And I thought, wow, that must be a cool job. And it must be like if you can really plant your flag as a cartoonist at a major paper in some kind of bustling place, you're there for life. You become like what's the word?
Fixture.
Entrenched. A fixture is good. Yeah.
Especially as technology changes, you'd think that would start falling away, but the political guys do good.
They still stay. Yeah, they're still doing stuff.
Yeah, and they're thriving at the moment.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great material.
Yeah. Never been a better time to be a political cartoonist than right now.
Yeah.
I have 3 more scrutinies, but I'm not going to play the clip.
Wow.
I just think that these trivia things are nuts. So here's one. Trees had to be helicoptered into the Lake Berryessa location as the area had changed so much since '69. David Fincher wanted it to resemble the murder site as closely as possible. So they flew in trees?
Absolutely.
Sure, I believe that. I don't know why they had to helicopter him in, but I believe that he brought in trees or...
I guess...
Why wouldn't he CGI'd so much else? Why wouldn't he just CGI the trees?
Just fill in some background trees. We would have bought it. It wouldn't have been that big a deal.
CGI trees? Are you insane?
That's why
just go to a different lake, man.
That's why I call bullshit on that one.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Fincher was... Fincher has been called out a good bit as being a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So I think that's believable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's probably the least of the crazies here. But here's one that's kind of interesting. Hair was digitally added to the close-ups of Jake Gyllenhaal's knuckles as he drew and held letters. The close-ups of his hands.
Yeah.
It says because Fincher felt Gyllenhaal's hands were quote too hairless and pretty unquote.
Yeah. Because he was going for that. Yeah, the 60s and 70s, when you visually speaking, you think of a lot of, first of all, we didn't have a lot of indoor air conditioning, so people were constantly wearing those dress shirts, and so you see a lot of arm hair, short sleeve dress shirts. By the way, I hate those. I hate them. I hate them with
Not
such
a fan?
passion. I can't stand them. People who wear those things, I'm like, how can you do that? Short sleeve dress shirt. That doesn't even make any sense. But you saw a lot of
sort of with you, by the way.
Which reminds me, and please, I want you to continue on the scrutiny, but I just want to say, I know what's grossed out Scott the most.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
interesting.
God, I looked for something. So
I just had this moment in this movie where I'm like, I feel like Scott and I are on the same wavelength.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that next because I'm very curious if you got it.
Okay, Jake. Okay, you go.
All right. Next up, Dylan McRolney, as Nicole might say, but Dermot Mulroney. Nicole has ruined my ability to say that guy's name. It's
always going to be Dermot. Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Anyway, he had to wear a scrutiny. He had to wear a fat suit for the very few short scenes he was in because Fincher felt he was far too good a shape to be the character he was playing. I didn't notice no fat suit. He just looked like Mulroney.
Maybe he was wearing a husky suit. Not
maybe.
Yeah,
bad,
just like
right?
it was just like a towel under his clothes or something.
Brendan Fraser says it's a body adjustment costume.
Body and Jessica.
Is that what he says? I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
He
that's
did
one of
not
my
like
favorite
the term.
things.
Does not like the term fat suit. Like when he was doing the whale, and he'd do these press junkets.
One of my
and say, so,
favorite things.
what was it like wearing that fat suit? It's we put such a bad stigma on fat, so we call it a body adjustment costume.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I never can tell if he's joking. I'm like, are you?
Maybe he's
Don't
I
always-
think he doesn't joke anymore. I think the
just-
the Encino Man days of Brendan Fraser are long gone.
I want to complain. Donald Logue's body is not your adjustment suit.
That's his real deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. He's just,
Yeah,
had
just
a
who he
couple of-
is.
He was comfortable. He was comfortable during that time.
Such a good actor. I think it's so weird that Donald Logue had this really low ceiling that he never managed to get above.
Yeah, and still isn't,
Right.
really. I get excited when I see him in things, but it's not the same. And then finally, this one. In order to save time, David Fincher decided to digitally add all the blood in the murder scenes. Well, if you're going to do that with the trees, you weirdo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, it's true. The other thing that I watched talked about how he digitally added blood. It's very interesting.
It's crazy.
Don't know why.
I guess
but
if you don't have enough, or
but it doesn't seem like it seems like blood, fake movie blood is a pretty easy thing to make. These days, people finally are getting it right. It doesn't look like solidified Jello anymore.
Yeah.
Right,
man, there are some dark days of blood, fake blood,
Yeah.
and we've seen many of them here on the show.
We've seen many of them here on the show. It's like, wow, is that Caro syrup with red food coloring? What was that doing in your body?
Yeah, it all looks like bright raspberry jam on everything.
Yeah.
and it does not work.
This movie is pretty gory, and I was like,
Oh, the stabbing at the lake, dude.
oh, it's
geez.
hard
Just
to
the
watch.
sound. Yeah.
That was so hard for me, and it wasn't even that bloody or gory. It was just so implied.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, like you really get the sense of how deranged the killer is, like how completely inhuman the killer is. And that actually helps you understand later how they don't catch somebody, because they never interview a person who is just nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Nutso.
that was something. There was a recent update, and they think they know who the guy is ultimately now.
It's interesting because during the pandemic, when everybody was staying home making sourdough and doing the New York Times crossword puzzle and Animal Crossing and running out of things to do, they actually, in 2020, in December, solved the second Zodiac
Really?
cipher. Yeah, it was
Nice.
just 6 years ago or 5.5 years ago that finally one of the Zodiac ciphers that had never been solved until recently had gotten solved.
The current theory is this ex-military guy served in the Air Force is the guy, and he died. Let's see. Oh, I cannot find the article now. I did this whole deep dive, and he looks just like that famous sketch that you see
The one
all the
with
time.
yeah,
The glasses and everything.
Yep.
It looks just like that dude, except older. This movie's final implication is, I think the movie does make a claim. The movie claim they really do believe Arthur Lee Miller or Allen was the guy. And they go as far as saying everything but that he 100% did it by saying things like, oh, he never heard a phone call again after that other guy, the Arthur guy dies. Oh, Zodiac Killer went silent. Must be the same guy. Like that's as best as we probably had in 2007. No other leads. But now there's this other guy, and I can't find him. But there's another guy, and they think it's him, and he's also dead. So,
And he's also dead.
I'm not
It looks
gonna
like
add-
no,
Yeah.
just like this movie, no satisfying ending.
no
for
way
any
to
of us.
satisfy. Yes,
Yeah.
no way to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the
until-
the Jack the Ripper thing. Never gets solved.
Right up until Ted Cruz confesses, which would be really
Yeah, right up until the day. Boy, that'd
Yeah.
be an amazing
it'd be
day,
so
wouldn't
nice.
it?
Yep.
I might finally like the guy. I don't know what that means.
At least you committed to something.
Yeah, at least something was interesting about him. Oh, I totally forgot to do this earlier. I'm going to do it now. I know it's going to seem a little weird and disjointed, but we had a sprinkler guy come over this weekend to fix something.
And he was the killer.
Yeah, he's the killer.
No, my wife goes. So I can't remember. She says, my husband, he's downstairs right now doing a show, and he goes, oh, what do you mean? He goes, he's podcasting. He's doing some podcasts, and this guy goes, and you never know when you're talking to somebody if they're going to know what you're talking about. And he goes, oh, I love podcasts. I currently listen to the show. It's about movies called Film Sack.
No.
Get out. Really?
He says that without any
Yeah,
prompting
yeah.
from her. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're kidding. That's my husband. They're down there doing that."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're
so
supposed to say that's interesting and move on.
So I wanted to
Right?
I wanted to give him a shout out and say, Vic, if you're listening, which you should be, it sounded like he was a fan. Hey, thanks for taking care of my stupid sprinkler problem, and also hello. Also, we talked about Randy era of the instance, and he used to listen back then and played WoW when he was in the Air Force or Navy, I think. They get stuck in. Oh, that's what he was doing certification for submarine things.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to get this wrong. I probably already have, but basically, there's long times of downtime, and so you would fill it with like either reading, studying for your naval exams, or playing video games. And in his case, he just got so into WoW that it kind of ruined everything else, and he eventually got out of that and started doing something else. But
Well, the important question is, did he give you a discount on your sprinkler repair?
no, that's what I was fishing for. And no, Vic,
Maybe next time.
let me down, buddy. He is coming out to fix one other thing, so he'll probably hear this and they come out and go, I wish I could. I'm not in charge of that part or whatever. But anyway, very nice guy, super cool dude, had some rad tattoos.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Anyway, sorry. I meant to mention it earlier and completely spaced
No,
it.
that's perfect. And I like that. So, did you ask him while he was there? Had you already watched Zodiac by the time you
No, I didn't even tell him what movie we were doing. No,
That's
No.
too bad, because you could have asked him about those special Air Force boots made for walking on wings of airplanes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I asked him who his favorite film sack host was, and
He said you, Johnson.
you'll be surprised by what he said. Click here. No, I didn't ask him that. He was very, very nice though, and has kids and just a nice guy.
Cool.
All right, what else? Oh, I also felt like this movie, I wrote this down for some reason, so it must have been important to me, but it felt like this movie is where we started to lock in Fincher's color palette.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
I think
Yeah.
this is way past that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
because,
felt like I didn't see it as much. Like Seven's a lot of blue and blacks. This felt more like that warm. Maybe it's because of the time setting, like
you're,
wood
you're
paneling
saying
everywhere.
it's a specific palette, and I'm saying that Fincher cares a lot about palette, just the general idea.
Yeah,
And so you also have his cinematographer, really successful cinematographer named Harris Savitas, died in 2012, and so I think there's after a post 2012 thing where Fincher is not getting the same look on things as he used to.
it could be it.
But like I say, my favorite Fincher movie is The Game, and the color palette is so specific; it never wavers. And Fight
That's a good
Club.
point.
I mean, Fight Club is just
Fight Club definitely has a palette too.
You want to fight about it?
I guess all of them do. Just had kind of their own, but this one just feels familiar to me. I guess it's this Mindhunter thing. I'm obsessed with wanting that to come back.
it was so good,
I
man.
loved it so much. And there's a movie now, like a one-off 2-hour deal, not just like the series is
Great.
untenable for the viewership or something.
Not
but
good enough.
I agree. I want something more long form, but I'll take whatever I can get.
Exactly. If that's what they can give us, I'll take it.
I'll take it. If you're gonna give
And that
me
also
something.
could, if it does really well, it could lead to more.
Yeah, this has happened before. It could happen again.
Yeah.
Basically, they're doing, if this goes, only the movie or whatever, this will be like kind of how Deadwood happened. It was like you left us hanging, and then you came back and you gave us some closure. And Bill Tench is back with his wife, please. Things like that. I have Tench anxiety for him.
Yes, you do.
I want his life to work out.
That is the thing I notice most. Yeah.
So good.
Got to get what's his face, Jonathan Groff off Broadway. though.
Groff.
Oh, is he still
Gruff.
doing
Groff.
what's he
He
doing?
he's just in time. The Bobby Darin story.
Oh, I thought he was maybe still doing the King role for
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. He was amazing in that. That was him,
Nope,
right?
he was performing at Circle. Yeah, this him. He was performing at Circle in the Square, where my niece Rainey goes to school.
Oh yeah. She get to meet these people and stuff.
She does, yeah. She got to hang out quite a bit with. I'm blanking on his damn name. He was just in the Daredevil thing. He was Shaggy, live action Shaggy in the Scooby Doo stuff. Scary movie. Like, what's that guy's name?
Who are you? I'm live action Shaggy.
Oh, just can't. SLC Punk guy.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Lillard, Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. Jeez. Yeah. Anyway, she got to hang out a lot with
fun.
him recently.
He's supposed to be a very nice human, so that's
Down
cool.
He
to
is,
earth.
yeah.
I love when he talks about retro gaming stuff too. That's always fun. I
super
love
super
watching
affable
it.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so busy. I guess Fincher's busy with the new Squid Game America deal. He's directing most of it.
Oh, the one with Kate Blanchett.
Yes. So it's basically same world, but here's what we do in the U.S. side of here's our version of the game. It's not a remake of
speak English.
of Squid Game.
No.
It's not that, which is good. They don't need to do that.
Right.
This
no,
expands
it's a
the
sequel.
world.
Like I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler for people who haven't seen the most recent, the final season of the Korean Squid Game. But you get Kate Blanchett at the very end, who's clearly doing an American thing.
Yeah, which I like.
It's been more than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's fine.
if
It's
we're
been more than 2 weeks.
anything that's run that long, and if they haven't seen it, that's
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, exactly.
We've
if
done
you
our
wanted
part.
to see it spoiler free, watch it 2 months ago when it came out.
Yeah, dummies. Just kidding. There's also there's another one that's getting made. Is it German? Anyway, I like the idea that that's expanding. I know some people are rolling their eyes. I think it's great. I'm all in.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's rolling their eyes? Point them out. I want to see who.
Yeah, they're all. You can feel them right now. You can feel them rolling, rolling.
If they roll their eyes like
some
that, they're going to
fritters.
miss when the doll turns around with red light, green light.
Oh my God.
Quit rolling your eyes.
It's so funny. I also wrote here, Ruffalo was such a child in 2007.
Yeah.
You know, some people, they slowly age and it just,
Yeah.
or they were born at 40, so they just are always like, you know.
Right, that's more of it, right? It's
Yeah.
that he's looked so old for so long that when we see him like this, it's like, God, he's just
like,
kind of a baby.
Thanks,
just a
guys.
child.
But then they super age him in like newer stuff like that. The one where he's a lawyer fighting pollution.
Crime
thing.
101.
Oh, I like that one. What's that called?
Crime
What is it?
101 was really good, but that's not the one I was thinking of.
No.
There was one.
Crime 101.
I started
Yeah, that's
watching
the most
that.
recent one with Thor. with,
right.
Thor, Halle Berry.
I heard that was good.
it was really good.
Well, you
yeah.
told me it was good, too.
I didn't finish
think.
watching it, but it was good.
Saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, did
I've
you?
heard nothing but good things about that. I like him. It is kind of funny though that he's almost always this cop now.
Kind of.
Yeah.
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 Do you like
He does it
not
so
Mayor of
well.
Easttown? What was the other one that
Yeah.
the Mayor of Easttown?
That was
people
the
made?
one I'm thinking of. It was the Mayor of Easttown one where they super aged him.
Right. Can't think of the name.
Flee or fled or no.
Skip, slap. It's something
Run.
like that. It's a one
Yeah.
word
Yeah.
deal. It was an awesome show. My
It was
gosh.
really good.
Yeah.
Can't remember crap today.
I'm loving it. It just raised me such joy.
This is that, but that's him now. And outside of things
It is,
like
yeah.
weird, not what was it pretty things, weird things? Here I go again. It's another one. The
Why do you keep going down this road if you know you're not going to find
Oh,
it? It's
poor
like-
things.
Oh, poor things. Yeah, that was a very odd role for him, but outside of that, it's pretty standard now.
Feel redeemed. I
Yeah.
have to remember something.
Yeah.
Name a character in a Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and you can just say that was an odd role.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
Any
yeah.
character.
that's true. I heard a great interview with Barry Coegan.
Barry.
Coegan, however you say that Irish actor's name.
Yes, from Banshees of Inisherin
yeah.
and Saltgrass. Yeah.
Burn. Saltburn.
The Saltburn. Saltgrass is the steak restaurant.
This is amazing where this is going.
Oh my god.
By the way, Task is the name of the
Task.
the recent thing with Ruffalo. Yeah.
I knew it was short and like that and had a K
Yeah.
somewhere, but damn if I could remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn if I could remember it.
I wrote here that could have been done away in the boat letting Pong just play by itself.
That's totally me. I do that around that. It's mostly later stuff. I don't really do it with the Atari, but Pong's an okay screensaver for your CRTs. So
Yeah.
just let it run. and
Except
kick,
the
but it doesn't
paddles if
move.
they hold still, right? You know,
They don't move. That's the problem. So you got to. But yeah, I do. I like my PlayStation 1 and my GameCube and that kind of stuff. I'll just turn those things on and just let them run. You gonna play that game? Nope. I'm
Nope, just
vibing.
let it run.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it. I see that happen when we do the
Attract
show.
mode.
Yeah, when we do
Yeah.
the show, sometimes Brian just has like Daytona
back
USA
there.
running back there or whatever. Because he's a nerd.
Makes me feel at home.
Yeah, it makes you feel right. I understand.
What, Randy, did you ever say what you thought made Gross Scott out?
We were right there. Maybe you were sensing it.
You were
I think you were sensing
was
it
was
because,
that-
I was sensing
because
it.
it has to be when Mark Ruffalo goes to his houseboat, and there's no such thing as a clean, like a pristinely clean interior on a houseboat. Anyway, so you can like really already smell the place. It's a pigsty. He gets in there. Robert Downey Jr. looks like he hasn't showered in months. And Robert Downey Jr. is insisting that he have a drink, and you watch him pour the drink into a dirty glass, and it's dirty fluid, and then he's like forcing it on and freaking takes a drink. And I'm like, oh my God, I would never have put that to your
alcohol
lips.
kills germs.
Sure. That's how it works. Clears you out.
Gross.
Yeah, it's good for your body.
I like the running joke about the blue drink. He even had it running there too. But go
Oh yes,
that blue
rum.
drink. Sorry, I don't have any blue drink.
Oh yeah. That was pretty good.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to paste something in the thing just to give some verification to this. Randy nailed it. Gross. How Tony Stark's boat must have smelled is what I wrote.
Very good.
And then Kitty in the Sink this week I gave to the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, we just never know.
It is. Yeah. The biggest kitty.
Yeah. Never.
It's the biggest.
Title kitty. Yeah.
For a long time, I really thought it was going to be that first guy who gets all shot up and lives, because it just really felt like why aren't they talking to that guy the whole movie? That I'm forgetting the name of it. Is Mike Majo or Manjo or something like that?
Guy from Westworld was what he was in recently.
But then, of course, he comes back for the pivotal final scene.
Yeah, and it comes back as what's his face? It doesn't come back as the original actor, right?
Yeah, because he'd aged almost 20 years or something.
Right.
Oh yeah, Simpson.
But they decided to just put a
Jimmy
different
Simpson.
actor in there.
That's it. It's Jimmy Simpson.
I love that guy. He's great.
He's such a weirdo.
He's like angry, Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Here we go again.
Why would you go down?
It was here because it was in my head before I started talking. It was like, Christian Slater is in my head.
I'm having the same problem. Christian
Slater in my head. I said, oh yeah, Jimmy Simpson kind of looks like angry Christian Slater. So then I started talking. Yeah, Jimmy Simpson looks like angry. Poof. Gone out of my head.
Yeah, he's the one
who's making toast.
Who's making that was really good.
Yeah, why do I smell toast?
She asked, "Your toast is burning." I was like, "Oh,
that's right." Yeah,
dude, the 70s were the best time for toast. That was a great time for toast.
Dude, I mean, that was your go-to, right? I mean, if you wanted a snack or something crunchy, you didn't run out and grab a bag of Doritos. You just
go for the toast. Yeah, I'd do that now. I love me some toast.
Yeah. Toast.
That guy Jimmy Simpson, though, he's the one from Westworld, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Making sure I have it straight in my head. Go ahead.
Westworld and House of Cards and
I never have watched that. Still,
he's I haven't watched the final season that kind of offs Spacey's character, or at least removes him.
And I don't know if I ever go back. It's kind of like
I don't know if I will either. I think I'll just leave it where it's at.
It's fine.
But no, Jimmy Simpson's one of those great character actors. I brought up Charles Fleischer. He's the guy, the movie poster dude that has the creepy house, voice of Roger Rabbit. Please, Eddie. But we haven't done this in a while. I think he might be the best IMDb photo.
Oh yeah,
let's take a look.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the in our chat here so you can go.
Oh my gosh, he's scary.
He is the Zodiac Killer.
He's the Zodiac Killer. It's like, what are you guys doing in my house taking pictures of me?
Exactly.
He's freaky. Right. Is he? I
love him.
What do we know him else from besides the stuff you mentioned?
He's been
Nightmare on Elm Street, Back to the Future Part 2. Holy crap, he's still working.
He's been a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In some pretty.
I remember him a lot from that Nightmare on Elm Street. That was one of the.
Yeah, it was the doctor.
He had like commercials and stuff too that he did. Wasn't that like a thing? Commercials. He did a bunch of commercials.
He did a bunch of commercials, bunch of animation. He was Elbows in Rango. I love that. That's a great movie. All right, well, he's a busy 74-year-old man.
Yes, he is,
and he's freaky as shit.
That's just such a bad photo of him. I'm sure his agent did not put up that photo. He probably is unaware of that photo is.
What's this Hanukkah trailer next to his face? What is that? That looks scary as hell, too. What is this? Hold on. Is that a horror movie? Yes.
It looks like a horror movie. Yeah.
Something called Hanukkah came out in 2019 is currently enjoying a robust score of 3.4 out of 10. So
from the original Master of Horror.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's got Sid Haig in it, though. I like him. Anyway, any other thoughts, feelings, or issues before we?
Yeah, just one thing. One thing I wrote down, which was, gosh, live call-in television is never uninteresting. It is,
Right,
like,
yeah.
I don't think it took 1,000 people in the studio to make it work. I'm confused about why this movie so often has just like people packed into everything. I don't know, like maybe it's my current year efficiency brain, but like, you go to restaurants post COVID and it feels like there's no one running the joint. In this movie, every place that was an interior had 1 million people inside it. And it just like, I kept noticing that over and over. But like for that one scene where the 100 people are in a TV studio and they're trying to get the Zodiac Killer to call in, like there was something about it. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be so freaking good.
Yeah.
Because it's live TV.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. And I realized why people stay up all night watching, local access TV.
And that was a different dude talking then than the same one that would call on the other calls. You guys were saying?
I think so.
The voice analysis dude with the reel-to-reel said, yeah, that wasn't him. That wasn't the guy. And there's lots of speculation that we didn't even talk about Iona Sky, by the way.
Sure.
With her, we didn't. But they said that probably wasn't the Zodiac Killer, and the taxi cab probably wasn't the Zodiac Killer.
They weren't even connected.
Right. Because after the first two killings, all kinds of people just start taking credit as Zodiac for every murder in the city.
Oh, and they did that with a montage in here, which I totally enjoyed, but it was still a trope. It was that whole like, I did it with a knife. I mean, a car, whatever.
Hammer. Yeah.
I kind of liked how they handled that. That was good. It's hard to find humor in a movie like this, and this movie did okay. It was like a couple of moments of quirky.
And can we talk about the music?
The music is
like,
so delicious.
because like the montage sequences, anytime somebody's just like going somewhere, you get some music, and they tried to set it, firmly in the right time frame. This was what would have been on the radio, with some exceptions, right? Like there were some much older songs that just like set the right mood.
Yeah,
but man, there are just so many moments in this movie where I'm like, oh, I just got a little bit of Deacon Blues by Steely Dan. I want the whole song now.
Yeah, that was good.
What's the Roly Poly Man? I was like,
the Hurdy Gurdy Man, which is a Donovan song, and Donovan's daughter is Iona Sky, the woman with the baby and the pulling the wheel off from Say Anything.
Oh wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
I didn't know that connection was there.
Oh, I was so yelling at the screen when get back to music in a second, but I was so yelling at the screen when she was like, "Yeah, go ahead and
you can fix that for me, sure.
What are you kidding me?
I have that as my number 2 most editable scene in the movie. That whole sequence could be lopped out of the movie and makes no difference whatsoever.
Well, it was an intense thing, right? And it
was an intense thing, but
setting.
But it came out later that she probably made that up to because of an ex-boyfriend. That
in the real world.
In the real world, it was like, probably wasn't Zodiac Killer. She had a bad relationship, and she even set fire to the car and that sort of thing. So,
oh damn, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Clea Duvall in prison near the end alludes to that.
Text when they at the right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Clea Duvall, man, she's excellent.
She's
too.
great.
Little brief moment with her in prison.
Don't feel like we get her enough in things.
No.
What's the deal there, guys?
What's the deal with that?
You actually just proved a really interesting thing, which is whenever you identify a sequence and say, movie's fine without that, the movie's also fine if you extend it and you actually make it fit the movie better, right? So like if they had told the whole story of that woman, and maybe they didn't know in 2006, but like if you tell the whole story about how she's just faking it, and that's such a mislead, right, for everybody who's investigating, then it becomes more interesting.
Yeah, if they'd have shown that she was full of it, it would have really derailed things, because it was important that the cops thought they had another one.
Yeah.
and
Right,
that this one
right.
survived, and now we've got more to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, right. So even though
there
we
were
know what we
probably-
know now, it was good to not know it in the context of it. I think.
There were probably hundreds of incidents where people faked out the investigators, over years and years and years. And so, like, this movie's not going to have all of them,
No.
right? But like, there are some moments that it's intensely interesting that people are like calling the Chronicle and pretending to be the killer.
Yeah, the whole the whole serial killer thing
Craze?
is so but it's not a craze, right? Because
No,
it's just
but
that we don't do it anymore because we got freaking satellite photography and heat vision and all kinds of shit. We just
it was the
Pick up
perfect
on a lot of
time.
that stuff. Yeah.
Right, it was the perfect time to be a serial killer during a certain time frame, and it was just like
we all missed our
copycat
opportunity
killers.
if we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
We're done now. Forget
Get
it.
away with it, because I really noticed that, especially when they were in my man's squirrel trailer park place, and was like digging through stuff with no gloves on, just picking up stuff, and look at this, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Oh, just the fact that they're
Forensics.
handling the notes like without any sort of like
forensics.
Oh no, everything about that is just your reminder that DNA
that's
and
what it
gloves
was.
and all that is just a different
Yeah.
time, right? No
Yeah, you didn't
computers,
think
just
about it.
typewriters and bullshit.
Yeah.
Typewriters and bullshit.
Typewriters
Yeah.
and bullshit.
That's
I
what
was
you had.
I was curious how Tom Hanks felt about Mark Ruffalo typing on that old school police typewriter. There, I was.
Well, wait.
what he thinks
Why
about it.
Tom Hanks? I'm missing the.
Oh, he collects vintage typewriters. You never seen his? Vintage
Oh, in real life he
In
does.
real life.
yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
I didn't know that. Look out now! Come on.
Is this a thing I can see? Probably.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah.
Typewriter
YouTube,
collection.
He's
Yeah,
got
look at that.
Quite the nice little collection. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. He's a nerd.
He's a big old nerd.
You know what?
Who would've
That's nerdy.
suspected?
That's very nerdy.
That's nerdy.
He's got a new World War II series coming out. He's
Oh, really?
producing. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he's got a good track record with that stuff. So, Pacific and freaking
Excellent.
Santa Brothers and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Maybe
is,
I'll
but it's
type
coming
up
soon.
something on. Maybe we'll type up something on the Zodiac Killer.
You might.
Said it.
Speaking of which, let's type up some audio clips from the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah. Sounds good.
There's not a lot because this is not a this is not a movie with a bunch of bad lines. Everybody does a really good job, but there are some things like "You seem weird."
You seem weird.
All right, somebody seems weird. I don't remember even who said that.
You seem weird.
Was that Gyllenhaal? It's early.
That was me.
Seem weird.
It was you.
Yeah, that's me.
Here's Ruffalo sounding like he's 10.
If I get a cab, I give him this address. Then I give him this address. Who's got the fare book?
So high pitched.
Yeah.
Maybe he was doing that on purpose for the early
Who's
shots.
got the fare book?
Here's the line we heard earlier, but it's too good not to play it again.
Jesus, Harold Christ on rubber crutches, Bobby. What are you doing?
Rubber crutches. Amazing.
Bouncing around. I love that Jesus H. Christ as Harold. I love that.
Yeah.
He's giving him the
Giving him the full legal name.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wrote, I missed this guy.
And that?
It is you waiting in the hall. If you speak again, I have to concentrate.
Hey, that's his name, Philip Baker Hall.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wait in the hall.
Yeah.
Wait in the hall.
It's like saying wait in the Scott or the Brian or the Randy. This is not a thing. So here's Anthony Edwards saying something, and I swear to you, he just said it wrong, or am I out of the loop? And in the 60s or 70s, they said this. So here you go.
The cab was one block caddy corner southwest.
Caddy corner?
Catty corner.
Catty corner?
I've never heard that. We hear kitty corner constantly.
Oh, really?
I'm
never
more
heard kitty
familiar with
corner.
catty corner than
I am
kitty
too.
corner.
Oh my gosh, we found another soda and pop deal.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
your assumption is it's where the kitty would usually be, and he would be cowering like diagonally, kind of in the corner. Is that what
Actually, I
you're
have no idea. I don't know why we call it kitty corner either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Actually,
what
it's a
you know
really
what
good
it makes me think is that
Misheard,
since you
maybe?
guys know about Caddy Corner and because this movie features it, I think we here
Maybe.
locally screwed it up.
Right.
It's
I think
a pretty
so.
good leap. It's a good leap, though. I mean,
So,
Jeez Louise.
according to Google AI, kitty corner most commonly used across the majority of the United States, Canada, and the West Coast. Catty corner preferred primarily in the American South, extending as far west as Texas and as far north as Pennsylvania and Nebraska.
but which is right?
So I'm old enough to
C-A-T-E-R. Go ahead.
I'm old enough to remember the old folks saying catter corner because
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
interesting.
actual French word for
Yep.
their
For quadrant.
American pronunciation of the French
Yeah.
word for diagonal. And so
Okay.
like I
Okay.
I grew up I probably said catter corner like an idiot when I first learned it, and then later on shifted to catty corner.
I've
There's
never
there's
heard about
nothing-
catter corner until just looking it up right now. So that's wild. Yeah.
You know how I feel about it. If in a conversation contextually I can understand what the hell you're saying, it's all good, baby. I don't know anything that sounds like something like catty corner, kitty corner, any of that stuff.
It's weird because I've never heard
very
catty corner,
specific.
so it jumped out at me like a big red thumb. I was like, what the hell did he just say? That's not what you say. And I don't think it's kitty like cat. I've always thought it was kitty like C-I-D-D-Y.
like where a kid would go?
K-I-D-D-I-E.
Yeah, but
That's
I don't.
where we put that's smart too, because that's where you send the kids to like they have to put their arms up and everything. And
I
stand
don't
in the
know.
corner.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
This map that I just posted feels like exactly the right map. Like it's a heat map of kitty versus catty corner, and Utah is so fully in the red.
they're carrying most of the weight.
They're carrying most of the weight. It's like
actually helps me.
Wisconsin, Minnesota, Montana, North Dakota, or Oregon, Washington.
And what is
all red.
Florida doing down there?
Right, Florida's like circled back around to somewhat kitty corner.
Probably all the retirees down there.
Maybe,
Probably.
yeah.
Is that it? I mean,
Messing
we don't have a bunch of those. I mean, mostly
Well, I mean,
kids here.
it's kind of like almost a mix. It's almost an absolute mix in Florida.
Yeah.
It looks like.
I don't know. That is wild. I didn't know what that meant.
It's all the people moving from the cold states up north and taking kitty corner with them down to Florida. Yeah,
I'm taking
exactly
kitty corner
right.
with me.
And I'm still not entirely sure. Does it just mean diagonal too?
Yeah,
it all means the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, comes from catter corner, like Randy was saying, which is French for like quadrant or four. Okay. Kind of like describing according to the definition, describing the four pips on the fourth side of a die.
I love the four pips. They're
the four
greatest.
pips. Gladys Knight led them beautifully.
Yes, she did. She did a great job.
I love it. I love it when Scott gets outraged about something, and it's just purely a regional thing. I love that.
How dare you?
Well, I'm not
What is
outraged. I was just mostly confused. They're like, that's not a thing.
You could be
What?
outraged.
Yeah, cool. You're outraged, man.
But I do feel like I've learned a little something today.
Don't ruffalo out on us. Jeez.
Yeah, get all ruffalo-y. Get my ruffles ruffaloed.
You're going to get your ruffles in a feather.
Here's Brian Cox showing up, not the physicist, the astrophysicist, but the actor. And he's in the house.
Hello, this is Melvin Belli. Who am I speaking with?
Well, have you ever heard a more boring name than Melvin Belli?
Melvin Belli.
So
yeah, Joe Smith.
Hearing all of that extra noise in the background reminds me I wanted to discuss this for a second. The heavy breathing on phones. Do our modern phones just filter that out? And it was just like in the old analog phones, you could just sit there and just hear a person breathe.
Right, because we're like, for me, I'm always using AirPods when I'm talking, so my breath is far away from the microphone. Right. Whereas back in the day, you used to have the mic right in front of your mouth.
Yeah. Plus, stick it. You're probably licking it.
Plus, the lines are, basic ass copper shit lines. Like, I think you get a lot of weird noise and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty effective, though. It made me picture that guy and his filth or whatever he was up to, making 3-cent stamps.
Yeah.
Here is one of them montages.
And how did you kill your victims? With a gun? No. With a hammer.
No, with a hammer.
No.
With a hammer.
A gun hammer. The hammer of a gun.
It illustrated what they were trying to say pretty well, but it's tropes all get out. Right there.
Yeah, this whole montage is too funny for the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little out of place, but I still kind of liked it. Here's got some Arby's on you, Margie guy.
I'm not the Zodiac. And if I was, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
Oh, geez. All right.
You sound just like the guy on the phone.
Right. I'm not the Zodiac.
But I'm not
What's
him.
my watch say? Can I see your watch? No.
No.
Because it says Zodiac on it. And you'll think things.
You'll think I might be the Zodiac, which I am, but I'm not.
But I'm not.
This is another great moment where he talks about him hovering too much?
You hovered over my desk. You stole from wastebaskets. Am I being unkind?
Yeah, a little.
I love
Are you
that
being
line.
Tony Stark straight up?
Yeah,
He's just being
love
him.
That.
Yeah, it was really good.
Unkind.
His whole thing was. I think he was great in this. I really
Play that
do.
again and tell me he's not on a helicarrier catching someone playing Galaga.
Yeah.
Well, let's play it and find out.
You hovered over my desk. You stole from wastebaskets. Am I being unkind?
All right. Yeah. There's
Yeah. Perfect.
He's probably filming these two things back to back, right? Like, or even
Yeah,
swapping
actually,
around.
probably pretty close. Yeah.
If he's about to put the next one out the very next year, it's got to be some crossover. This drives me crazy. I wrote this, and you'll understand when I get to it.
What are you, some kind of Boy Scout? Eagle Scout, actually, first class.
All right, Randy, you know why that's wrong.
Yeah,
You went all the way
class
to
is a
Eagle.
different rank.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It's a lower rank. So you don't say.
You're out of the Eagle,
What are you,
right?
some kind of Boy Scout? Eagle Scout, actually, first class.
Okay, if you are Eagle, you went past first, tenderfoot, first
the
class,
next
second
level.
class, all the way to Eagle. It's not like a subcategory of Eagle.
Right.
That
You know who would
bugged
say
me.
that? A Boy Scout.
Well, yeah, anybody who went to Scouts would know this. And that's my problem is like if
That's
Fincher's
cool.
such
You just earned your pedantic badge.
Good job.
got a big P on it. I'm just saying.
It's a picture of a guy pushing up his glasses.
I'm just saying,
actually,
if Fincher is such a stickler for accuracy, this is something he could have caught. That's all.
Maybe,
for sure,
yeah. Maybe Gyllenhaal just pulled it out of his butt. Maybe he just,
Maybe he never was an Eagle.
or maybe we're supposed to kind of suspect that maybe he's the Zodiac.
Listen, it's my same complaint about the Michael Jackson movie. There's a scene where Michael's in a toy store and a little kid is waiting to check out, and he's got a copy of Atari Adventure. And Mike looks at him and says, "Oh, I really like that game. Here's the secret: keep pushing left and hitting the fire button." It's like Adventure with the stupid arrow sword and the dumb dragons, the letter G, lowercase letter G dragons. You don't fire anything with those.
You may have given me the reason why I may not see that in theaters.
I can't. I just can't. I
Well,
can't.
it's the most glaring inaccuracy of the Michael Jackson biopic is his description of how you play Adventure.
It's just such an easy piece of dialogue to go get some clarity.
Yeah,
It's not
like
hard.
you hop on Reddit. Hey, can somebody tell me a little bit about the Atari game Adventure? Great, cool, thank you.
Yeah, anybody.
No reason.
Yeah, or the Wikipedia quick cursory look. Hell, you got an
Right.
LLM now that. Well, I guess they didn't in 07, or I guess they do for Michael Jackson though.
Yeah,
you just
for
rip
Michael
through there
Jackson,
and
they
say,
do.
"Tell
Yeah.
me what the deal is with that," and you go, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that game didn't have that. Oh, we better rewrite it. Done."
It bothered me. I couldn't even pay attention to the rest of that scene.
Oh, come on.
It would have driven me
If
nuts.
you want to add words to claiming to be an Eagle Scout that make it impressive, you say something like Eagle Scout, Vigil Honor. And
go.
like then you're talking about something that only a few people actually understand.
Yep.
So why would you put that in the movie?
Yep, I agree. We have a fix for everything.
There you go.
Here's a good for him.
Well, good for him.
And then finally,
For him.
this is what artists say in the face of AI.
I'm not a cartoonist anymore.
Yeah, that's about what this feels like. That sometimes, a little bit, a little bit.
Damn.
Dark times. Let's move to this. It's time for the Film Sack checklist. Back when you could work as a cartoonist for a paper and raise your kid, check. One of the scariest things in this is all the wood paneling. Check.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Yep. And gross basement. Check. Also rare. They don't have basements in the
California.
Yeah, they said that too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they talked about it a bit, right?
I love how the stairs take forever to go down, and then they get down there, and the basement's like the size of a football field.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not basements. I don't know what this place is, but it's not a basement.
It didn't.
It's like a
It
boiler room.
which I think was the idea, but it really it had a way of outsizing its reality in there. Let's move to Star Trek and MCU connections. There are so many. I don't know where you start. So Randy, start.
Right. So there were so many that I'm only going to give you 3 for each, and I'm going to make them less than like the most biggest stars in the movie. So J. Patrick McCormick was the police commissioner in Zodiac, and he was in an episode of Deep Space Nine and an episode of Voyager, different characters. We talked about Jimmy Simpson, the creepy older version of Mike Mageau, who was shot up early in the movie and then picked the killer from a lineup of Polaroids in the airport break room. Why am I saying all this? He was in Star Trek Prodigy. He's the voice of Dreadnought in Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we talked about John Carroll Lynch, our main suspect, Lee Allen, in this movie. He was in one episode of Voyager. Over on Marvel, besides the big ones, we got Dermot Mulroney, Martin Lee in this movie.
Dermot.
Tanagra.
Yep. You know what? If you want me to say it differently, you got to give him a better name.
I like it. Fair enough. I like it.
He was President Ritson in Secret Invasion.
That doesn't count for anything.
One of my favorites is always going to be Donal Logue when he's in something. He was Ken Narlow in this movie. He was in Blade as Quinn, and he was in Ghost Rider as Mac. Two different characters, different franchises, kind of the same guy.
Yeah.
Let us never forget the great Brian Cox, who was Melvin Belli in this movie, and was also William Stryker in X2.
Yeah. Stryker. All right. And then we have a bunch of obvious ones that we're obviously. Yeah. We don't need to talk about any of them.
No.
They've got their comeuppance.
They know. We know who they are.
Let's get to the soundtrack grade. I go to LOGS Logs for loads of great stuff. I really liked it. I thought you know what I also like? I like period songs that I've never heard before. And when those prop up, like the one, the Hurdy-Gurdy song, I don't think I know that song.
Yeah.
Or at least I don't remember hearing it. So whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's such a cool, weird pick.
Status Quo did a really good cover of that as well. Like that, probably the bigger hit of Hurdy-Gurdy Man is Status Quo. If I'm not confusing with something else,
you're the one I would trust on such things.
You're the one I would trust.
I've already done that song.
Oh, that's true on here. Well, anyway, it was really good.
The scoring in this film was done by David Shire. He was very old at this point. Kind of famously scored these, movies that you've heard of, like The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the original, Norma Ray. He scored that movie. In the Film Sack pantheon, we've heard David Shire on 4 movies before this. Those were 2010, Monkey Shines, Saturday Night Fever, and Short Circuit.
2010.
Yeah,
that was 2012.
2010. No, the Space Odyssey sequel.
Oh shit! Right, second movie we did.
Yeah.
Second movie out.
The year we make contact.
The year we make contact. Exactly.
Yeah, which was the year we make content for this. All right, that's awesome. Let's move on. You know who else is the thing I like about Tarantino movies? He gets music I've either not heard of or somehow just is a weird pick and it ends up working. That's how I felt about this. It was really good. Moving on to the social media posts. This is where you guys, that is to say you three, have to sum this thing up into 280 characters or less. And I'm really feeling saucy today.
Saucy.
Literally. Let's have Randy do it. Let's have him start.
Zodiac. Jake Gyllenhaal, an obsessed cartoon nerd. Robert Downey Jr. with eyes so blurred. Mark Ruffalo with rumpled cop despair. All across San Francisco they did glare. A compelling story and acting strong, but my God, did this feel absurdly long.
Well, there you go. Some meta commentary on the length.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We like to give our folks at home. Let's swing that microphone over to Brian Dunaway, if you will.
Oh, Zodiac, just like an abandoned game of Atari Pong. You just can't stop watching this classic. # squirrel.
Indeed. And then finally, Brian Ibbett.
I did like all the squirrels. Zodiac. Oh, don't talk. I'm writing down my social media post. No, sorry counts as speaking. Get out.
Get out.
Philip Baker Hall, rest his soul.
Yeah.
He was great on Seinfeld. Remember that?
He was, yes. The
tiniest
librarian police. Yeah.
Tiniest complaint, though, about this movie is that so much of it hinges on matching up handwriting, and the movie doesn't show them to you. Like, give me more of the handwriting on the screen where I can look at it too. I really wanted that.
Yeah. You know what?
Sure.
Yes. There wasn't a lot of that. That's true. And he was really good with that in 7. 7 had all kinds of crypto bullshit. Even the credits were just like covered in it. But that was the 90s, and we were into that then. All right, moving on. Right. It is time for the alternate titles. These were just handed to me. I have it on good authority. This is almost called Tony Stark and Bruce Banner work with Mysterio to try and catch the 3-cent stamp guy from Fargo. It was too long. Too long. So so the second option, and I'm glad they didn't go with it, but it was almost Donnie Dorco.
Donnie Dorco.
Speaking of dorks, Sean from East Hartford, Connecticut wrote in. He sent us an email, filmsack@gmail.com, and says this. Hey, Sackers. I was enjoying the recent episode about the accountant when I couldn't help but laugh at your reaction to Affleck swallowing a pill without water. He says, you see, I have worked as a nurse at a school for children with special needs for over 10 years. In my experience, and just my experience, kids with autism fall primarily into two categories. Either they will swallow a handful of pills without a care or water, or they will need each pill in so much applesauce that you can't even find it. I had one student who choked on regular food all the time, but would take 2 enormous dry pills without a thought. It gave me so much anxiety every time I gave it to this kid. Yeah. So just a little insight there. I doubt Ben is that method, but you never know. Anyway, love the show, going all the way back to the Kroll days and looking forward to many more, says Sean. So there you go. Kroll being our first episode.
Yep.
We still got to decide if we want to do like the Return to Kroll.
Return to Kroll. Ooh, I think we should. Return to Kroll.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
That would be fun.
Amazing good time.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. We've never attempted this. Seems like maybe time. We've been at this for a bit.
We're doing this for a while?
We've been doing this for a while.
Hadn't noticed.
Good point of the show for me to mention a couple of things. First of all, you can email us just like he did, filmsack@gmail.com, or if you'd rather send us texts and voicemails and all that kind of stuff, just go to filmsack.com. You'll find it all there. And also, if you're really feeling saucy, patreon.com/filmsack. No commercials ever. Pre-show content every week. You get special host specials. That's 2 words. That's special twice. Hosted specials.
Yeah.
Movie-related art prints in the mail from me and other great benefits. Also, if you're coming to Nerdtacular, you'll see a live version of us on stage doing a movie. We can't tell you what it is yet because we haven't totally decided.
Because we don't know.
But we will soon. Don't worry, that's coming. But yeah, get over there today, patreon.com/filmsack, and become a broader part of the Filmsack family. Our next discussion, and I say that because it won't be a movie, is a roundtable about parody movies.
Yeah.
What ones work, what ones don't, and why.
What even is it? I have a definition.
Yeah.
You're bringing a definition.
Parody.
Yeah. I think this was a Ibit idea. I really like it, and I think it's a weird thing to try to nail that
little subgenre of films.
Yeah, and when people nail it, it's awesome, and when they don't, it's obvious. Anyway, we'll get to that. That'll be next week. Thanks for that. Also, filmsack.com is our website. So again, everything you need is right there. That's going to do it for us, for me, for Brian, and for Randy.
You have a basement?
You should see it. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. The Frog Pants Network lives at frogpants.com.
You seem weird.